And on behalf of training and good afternoon all.
Good afternoon, sir. Go ahead.
On behalf of training and placement cell, SSVPS Dhule College of Engineering, Dhule, I welcome you all for the webinar on the new hiring trends and a journey to success. Today we have speaker Mr. Joshua David, MD HR at Hexaware. It is my privilege to introduce Joshua, who has over 14 years of rich experience in the HR function, specializing in all aspects of talent acquisition, which includes campus hiring, lateral hiring, recruiting audit, and compliance majority across services, business process, IT-enabled services, and aviation industry. His education background includes bachelor and master's degree in labor management from reputed Tamil Nadu Institute of Labor Studies and master's in human resource management from Pondicherry University. He has earlier been associated with some of the top multinational organizations like HCL, Kingfisher Airlines, Wipro, Satyam Computers, which is now Tech Mahindra, and Cognizant Technology Systems. Currently, he is associated with Hexaware, Chennai since April 18 and is managing talent acquisition at APAC regions and lateral hiring for a specific virtual vertical line of business in India. He is basically very passionate about training and a wide range of experience in addressing and grooming future aspiring students and educate them on the significance of understanding the basis in whatever they do. Through the initiative, he has addressed over 25,000 students across India. Also, he is associated with professional HR forums like NHRD, NIPM, Kurma, and HR Sangam. Definitely, I feel very happy that with his experience and talent and his passion about the training, his guidance will be very helpful for our students to excel in the career and also the forthcoming career opportunity as given by Hexaware. Thank you all. I please welcome Mr. Joshua David. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that on the introduction. And my introduction is not important because today's session is all about students and their career. And friends, I'm not a PPT person. I would only talk about my experience, close to 15, 16 odd years of experience. That 14 years is quite old, so kind of cross 16 years now. So yeah, I'm kind of passionate about talking to students because this passion came around somewhere around a decade back when I was starting my campus hiring full-fledged in a company called Cognizant, where I met students where they were not even able to understand what the industry needs, and their flow of work was totally different than our expectation. So that is where I started to understand and realize somewhere the bridging the gap is more important, and telling the upcoming citizen students of India that what is essential is, I think that is lacking in today's millennials or whatever you call it is, right? So that is where the journey started, and close to a decade of talking to students. And I think during this lockdown, we've been doing continuous sessions. I think that 25,000 has again crossed, I think, somewhere around a lakh right now. Okay, now that is all about me. So friends, just relax. I know this is a Saturday evening, and most of us would be so tired, taking a lot of online exams, online tests, online campus interviews from Monday to Friday. And you could have thought, okay, let me take a nap, let me take some kind of a rest today. But post lunch, heavy lunch makes us a little lazy. That's okay. So just relax, just enjoy, just keep your mind open, even though you're going to keep your eyes closed. Just keep your mind open for next 45 minutes to 1 hour. And I would definitely like to thank Indrajit sir, because suddenly somewhere he popped up in LinkedIn, and he just asked me whether you can do a session to this college. This is the first time I'm hearing about this college called SSVPS, which is in Dhule. So I was wondering what this college is all about. And then yesterday, Mr. Prasad called me and told about the college and this entire history is all. So thank you so much for that interaction as well. Okay, so 2020 has given us a lot of surprises, a lot of pleasant surprises, a lot of things to be forgotten very, very soon, because we are going to hit 2021 in next few months. So what we have done, what this 2020 has literally done to us is life is very, very unexpected. There are a lot of things which we thought will not happen has happened to our next doors, to our families maybe. And I think this is not the time to really make our life miserable or make our careers in a standstill or hold. We need to move on, because life has taught us only one thing: whatever has happened, whatever this life is all about, whatever it teaches, say failure, success, joy, sorrow, only one thing in life is just move on, right? I think that is what this session is going to be. My next 45 minutes is going to be a motivation session. Just listen to me, just note down pointers. I'm not going to train you folks. I'm not going to tell something which is secret, which none of us has heard. Those are all, whatever I'm going to talk to you is everybody knows it. Every now and then people from the industry, people in the academicians is talking about. So don't think Joshua is going to tell you some Aladdin secrets right now. No, everything you know is just a triggering session. And there are a lot of things which you think it is right, but I think there should be some fine tuning. Very simple. Okay. So there are a lot of shakes, a lot of misfortune, a lot of things which has happened. But to start with, knowingly or unknowingly, you've joined this engineering college, right? A lot of people thought you should become you should become a doctor, you should become something else, but not an engineer. You could have joined engineering through force or through compulsion, or your father wanted to become an engineer, so he forced you to engineering, or your next door guy or a girl wanted to do, he's doing engineering, so your mom told, why can't you also do an engineering? So whatever said and done, we are today in the third year or in the fourth year, and we have no other choice to complete next 1 year successfully, right? So what are we doing? I think a lot of people have taken slightly things little not seriously. So academics. So first thing, what we do in college, more than this industry academia relationship, more than industry people coming and talking, more than outsiders, more than internships, there is something called a 4-year education, which is called academics, or which is called a qualification, which or what do we call it as a grades or marks or percentage, what we talk about. Are we doing it religiously? Are we doing it very, very perfectly? Are we doing it to our consciousness? That is the first question just I want to keep in front of you. I would ask you a lot of questions in the session. I don't want anybody to answer this, because a lot of people, you will have answers. A lot of people could have not thought about it. And a lot of people can start from today, because tomorrow never dies at the end of the day. So anything and everything as a positive note, I think today we should start. If you have not started, previously, right? Academics. We study 40 to 45 subjects of academics. And once we complete 4 years of education, if somebody asks us how many subjects and can you tell me the subject names of whatever you studied, I think a lot of people knew it, but people have not done it, not seriously dealt with it. I think it is time for us to at least know what are the names of the subjects which we studied, because that is a basic thing which anybody will look at when you sit for interviews or you go for any training sessions, or after you have joined your or any office or any curriculum or any organization. They'll ask you, can you just name some 25 to 30 subjects of what you studied? At that point in time, if you say I need to really go and brush it up, or I need to go and really check, I think that is a question mark which is kept in front of us. So my friends, my first point, I would always start a session with whatever you learn, a fundamentals, a foundation, the basics is very important. Let me give a classical example of the person you're talking to today, Joshua David. Whatever 16 years of experience I have, if you talk about recruitment, I can really dealt what is recruitment is all about, what is recruitment matrix is all about, what is experience, what is the recruitment cycle is all about, right? If somebody doesn't know that, I think you're not in that race. Okay, I'm not talking about a corporate race. I'm not talking about winning somebody. No, I'm only talking about, I will only talk about you as an individual, because that is more important. Today, everybody talks about you need to win somebody, you need to be very successful, you need to be on the first rank. I'm not a supporter of that. All right, because more than winning, participation is very important. More than getting a rank, your knowledge and your fundamentals is important. Because let me tell you, people sitting at the last row are more intelligent than people sitting in the first rows. If you believe it or not, lot of times the last row guys get the job first than the first row guys. So my point is, life is always unfair. So I'm not coming to that point, and I'm not generalizing that always the last benches get the jobs. Even first row, second row is also part of that equation as such. So my humble request to all the people participants in this group, irrespective of you're from mechanical or from civil or EC or E&I or computer science, my point is, whatever you study for 4 years, make it a point, you learn it to whatever consciousness you are into. All right, that is more important. That will take you to a longer way, my friends, because small things makes a lot of differentiator in your career. So make that a point. Now, my second point is understanding is more important. Okay, knowing the subject names of 45 to 50 subjects is more important. Is that enough? Let me tell you, your 5 to 6 subjects of your education is more important. For example, if you're a mechanical student or from a computer science student, make sure whatever you understand, what you like. There are a lot of faculties, a lot of professors maybe in this group listening to my speech. You will be a differentiator to the students as well. Why I'm telling you this is, Abdul Kalam, they interviewed Abdul Kalam once. Dr. Abdul Kalam was president of India, is no more with us, but he's still living with us with his ideologies and principles. One of the interviewer asked him, you have held the highest post of India, which is the president of India. You have been an important person, an astronaut in working for ISRO, and you have dealt with a lot of oceans in ISRO. You have been a politician. You have been a teacher. You have got a lot of positions. Which one you would love to do? Which one do you? Which is really close to your heart? Without even thinking twice, he immediately told, I always want to be a teacher. And he quoted a very, very simple example. When he was studying at the age of 10 and 12, at the age of he was studying 6, 7, 8 standard, he was very much interested in physics. Why? Is because the physics teacher of his school was so passionate about. Whenever he comes to the class, he comes with that insights, he comes with that fire, he comes with a lot of energy, and the level of motivation he does. He thought I wanted to be a teacher, and physics was a cakewalk for Dr. Abdul Kalam, it seems. So he very clearly told, and he also told to all the teachers, and he advised all the teachers in this world that whatever you do, that 1 hour of that class in that day has to be a differentiator for that student. So my dear faculties, professors, my due respect to you, please make sure even 20-25 minutes of your class you take, you make the differentiator. Because I also have the same experience of my economics teacher in my college. She used to come, she used to make a difference of, she used to tell this is what the class is all about. And then she says, students, today you should learn by yourself and present it in front of the class. You start doing it, tomorrow you will not have any stage fear. You will address a lot of people. You will have a lot of ideologies. You will go and refer a lot of books. And today, Joshua David is one of the classical examples of that matter, because that day, if she has not done it, I would have not done this sessions. I would have not had that stage fear for the past 15 years. I could have not become a successful HR today. So my dear students, if you have a beautiful professor, beautiful faculty coming into your class, make use of him and learn a lot of stuff from him. So I think that 4 years of academics, your efforts, your faculty efforts brings a lot of differentiator, let me tell you. So that is on academics, okay? The second most important point I would talk about is the technical skills. Now, what is this technical skills? Sir, I have studied 4 years of my education. My faculties, my professors, my gurus teach me a lot of stuff. I also refer my college books and I study. Now, what does this technical skills come into picture? My friends, today, let me tell you very, very clearly one stuff is, today we are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, so on and so forth, right? Did we talk about this 5 years back? Are we going to talk about 5 years after this? I don't think so, all right? We were talking about a social mobility, analytics and cloud 5 years back, right? So my point is, you need to know what is the latest technologies today we have. I'm not talking about you need to deep dive on those technologies, because people are going to even talk about people who are even going to question you in a technical interview don't know much about it. But my point is, please understand what those technologies is all about. Why artificial intelligence is going to really change the way we're going to look at the world as such. All right. So my point is, understand those technologies as you study your academics. How many of you have the habit of going to a place called library? How many of you have not done it? If you have not done it, I think this is the time you should start looking those activities, my friends. Okay. Why I'm telling you this is, you have humongous of knowledge hidden in that place called library, right? So you have a lot of magazines, a lot of technical books, which is acquired by your librarian through your management. You can learn a lot of stuff. People with mechanical department, EC department, computer science department, please study those magazines, those books which is related to you. Two things happens. One is you will improve your communication language, improve your vocabulary, and third most important thing is you will get what is happening. At this point in time, you will know what is happening across the world more than education, right? So that is what I just talking about, technical skills. Okay. Third most important thing is, a lot of people talk about this communication skills. Now, what is this communication skills is all about? Now, everybody talks about it. Everybody has a different meaning towards it. Everybody says a different connections to it. Let me tell you my simplest version of what communication skills is all about. Today, India talks about 26 languages. Every state has a different language, and everybody has mother tongue attached to us, right? How we successfully, without any hesitation, talk our mother tongue, we can definitely engage ourselves in talking this language called English. 75 years before the British has left our country, but still we have acquired this language called English. Through this, we are able to communicate throughout the world. And the most important thing is we are the second most largest population speaking this language called English after US, even beyond Britain, right? So we have that advantage. We have that calculated advantage moving towards a lot of countries and understand what is happening in and across the globe. So my point is, if you say, "Sir, I have a problem," there's nothing wrong, because today Joshua David is talking about this language is because the day when I did not talk about this speed or this fluency or this vocabulary, right? I spoke, I continuously was practicing, I was continuously reading a lot of stuff. So today, a lot of people talk about when you do for 21 days, it's become a habit. And when you do something for 90 days, it becomes your life habit or your habit of your life. So my point is, keep reading. Don't talk in your local language when you communicate with your friends, because people smile at you at the starting, and then they will slowly admire you for the communication language you talk about. Third thing is, they'll slowly respect you for the amount of efforts and the passion you have towards this language called English. Nothing wrong. Like whatever language, like Hindi or Tamil or whatever you talk about, that's okay. But you can survive in India. But when you need to talk about, when you need to get into top MNCs or any company as such, you need to know this language. So keep practicing, keep talk loudly in front of a mirror, keep reading, keep knowing, keep a dictionary next to you. So only hard work, perseverances, and practice will make anything easier, my friends. I was always talking to I always talking to a lot of people who have achieved in life. In this lockdown, I've been seeing a lot of videos, a lot of aspirants, and I started seeing a British Got Talent, America's Got Talent, India's Got Talent. So one and only thing which is hidden behind the screens is nothing but the hard work they've put. We see that 1 minute of their show and we say, wow, how did we do that? But we forget to understand for 5 to 10 years of time how much of efforts they've put. And we only see that 1 minute to 3 minutes. How did they do that? That is totally wrong. So my point is, there is something behind the screens. There is something called hard work. Continuously. Don't compare you with another person of success. Don't think you with another person or compare with another person on failure. Your success is something different to another person's success. Your failure is something different to other person's failure. So don't even compare anybody. You are unique in this world. You should know what is your capabilities, what is your potential hidden to it. So my point is, one and only mantra of this world: if you want to do anything, very simply do hard work, and that will become a simplest thing ever in your life. So today we are talking about everywhere the new normal and the new word everybody has taught us: virtual. How do we do virtual? Because this virtual was 5 to 10% till 2019, because we used to connect in Tanbergs, we used to connect in voicemails, we used to connect in video conferencing from here to US or any countries, Australia. We just should switch a button and say, hey, come on, today we had a virtual discussion. But 2020 has everybody been connected. Yesterday evening, we had a meeting with all the APAC countries HR, and we were connected with some 18 country HRs around the world with one system in place. So I think internet has really made a difference. I think we should definitely, as you engineers, you should definitely make that difference. So my point is, see how small things make a larger difference. So academics, technical skills, communication skills is nothing but employability skills. So don't mix yourself, don't confuse yourself. What is this employability skills is all about? Suddenly companies come and they ask you to prepare you for online tests. They will tell you, this is what this GD is all about. This is what technical interviews is all about. This is what HR is all about. I think people suddenly get that nervousness, suddenly get that agitation suddenly they go into the ambiguity of stating what I'm doing, how am I going to do. See, because of this need throughout the country, there are a lot of suicides happening. My point is why, when you prepare, when you have a lot of confidence in you, when you have a lot of inspiring aspects in you, I don't think so there should be anything which should shake you at the end of the day, because you're all engineers. You're going to build the country tomorrow. And I don't think so you should be the front runners, knowing, making simpler things for the common person in this country to use it, right? So before going to the interview session, there is something called a question paper to be prepared. Okay, I got this question paper concept a month back from a student. You will not believe it. I was doing a session, and that student was talking about, sir, can we name this as a question paper? I asked why. Because we set this question paper, and we will give it to the interviewer to ask questions. So my point is, you're going to set the question paper for another person to question you. That's a beautiful thing, right? Now, what is this question paper is all about? I'm talking about the question paper is nothing but the curriculum vitae or the resume or the profile I'm talking about, my dear friends. Okay, so make that question paper very, very clearly. Why I'm telling you this is, whatever information you're going to put in that question paper, obviously the interviewer is going to ask you, and you're going to answer to that questions. So you cannot escape to that situation, because that question paper is set by you and yourself alone. Now, going before the question papers, how do I add more value to my question paper or the profile I'm talking about? Now, the first thing is, today 2020 batch, I think, was the luckiest before you, because they normally had their usual curriculum, academics, and they passed out, they got their offers. They are going to join this year through virtual or in person, depends on the company. But 2020, I think you are the challenging batch. You are the new normal batch, if you call it about. Never normal is going to be the new normal, right? So you're going to be dealt little different. A lot of people are going to ask you, what did you do in this past 4 and 5 months? What are the differentiator did you do? All right, so that question is always kept in front of you. So, sir, what do I do? How did I? So now all this time has gone. Now, Government of India has announced, a lot of state government has announced that they're going to have their final semester or the 7th semester or whatever exams now. So now my point is, first thing is, how do I add more value to my CV? First thing, there are a lot of certifications. There are a lot of free online certifications given by Microsoft, Amazons of the world, Oracle, TCS, Oyon. They have given a lot of certifications, my friends. So just think how those certifications can really make a difference, right? So the next question would be from my friends would be, sir, how many certifications can I do? Right, because students are always, when you give them a solution, they will again come up with a lot of problems, right? So they will ask, sir, how many certification can I do? So my point is, you can do n number of certifications, my friends, but my point is, will you be in a position to answer to all those certifications when I question you? So always have that in mind. So the first thing you should do is, am I a computer science student? So shall I do some certification related to a Python or a Java or a structures? Example, I'm just giving an example. For a mechanical student, do I do something on mechatronics or robotics or automation, something related to, or for other departments? So make sure you don't mix up a lot of things and do a certification. One certification, do it religiously. Second most important thing is, don't tell that all the companies are locked down. None of the companies are working. There are a lot of startups in India, especially in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, and these are the startup hub cities, right? Gurgaon, Noida. There are a lot of startup companies where you can really talk to HR people. Before that, talking to HR people, how many people are in LinkedIn? That is my second question, right? If you're not there in LinkedIn, please start that professional networks, because today your TikToks or playing PUBG is not going to get you a job. Okay, let me tell you very, very clearly. Okay, those are all entertainments. Those are all waste of times in your life, because you are born to do something more than TikToks and PUBGs of the world, right? So my point is, invest in whatever you can at this point in time. Let me tell you, your future holds good of people who have really invested time in this point in time, because you're all 19, 20, 21 years of old. So I think years of age. So I think these age, you have to really deal with those aspects. So certifications, be a part of LinkedIn. How many people have the habit of writing blogs? Now, what is blogs? What is this blog is all about? Sorry. So my point is, blogs will really help you. For example, today, if you have read something, translate that in your blog and write it, because even tomorrow you can read your blog. A lot of people can read your blog. A lot of people can exchange information. Again, two things happens is, one is you learn things. Second thing is you improve your vocabulary and communication skills. There are a lot of things involved in this write-ups in this blogs, my friends. So my point is, do certification, one or two, which is very important. Second thing is, a lot of startup companies where you can really do remote internship, talk to them, understand them. For that, you should be in LinkedIn, because there are a lot of people who are helping you. There are a lot of startups which are helping in internships, and understand technology is all about, right? Money is not important. Experience is more important. So always have that in mind. Third most important thing is the blog. And because why am I telling all this thing is, digital footprint has really made a larger difference, because you can write a lot of things about your programming platform, your programming languages in LinkedIn. People can appreciate you, because even if you are 65% of March, your digital presence can really pull a lot of employers in the country. All right. So make that a point that this is dealt with. Okay. Now, this is what adding value to your CV. All right. So the first most important thing is, before we come for your interviews, before any company comes for interviews, we always have the eligibility criteria, 60% and above throughout, blah, blah, so forth. So now all those 60 plus percentage of people will come and sit for the discussions, and they'll be like, sir, now we will have a pre-placement talk. And then after the pre-placement talk, we will have the online test, and then the online test carried by GD if need be. Post GD, we will have your technical and HR. And now there are a few companies which is also adding. I had a lot of cough, so that is the reason I'm just drinking some hot water. So we also adding communication round as a version, or whatever you call it. Now, coming to the pre-placement talk, now everything is going to be virtual. So pre-placement talk will also be done by virtual stuff. Some of the companies, leaders, CXOs will address you. What is this company is all about? What is the vision and mission of this company is all about? Okay. Now, the most important factor, a lot of people flunk in the written test, right? Why? There's a question mark kept in front of you. We don't do practice. We quickly come. Yes, we have been practiced in our colleges on how to take written tests for 50, 16 minutes. But are we continuously practicing it? Are we putting forth on sitting in front of the system? Because we're all sitting at home. We don't have anybody to push us. We don't have anybody to pull us in terms of, you have to do this, do that, because March 16th was the last working day in our colleges and office. And then we had those lockdowns, and now there's the new lockdown, which we call it as, right? So now my point is, please, you have Google, you have internet at home. Please take your last 2 years, 3 years, question papers of companies, online test of companies. Please start doing it. right? TCS or Cognizant or Hexaware, they all have their question papers. So please just sit and solve those problems, my friends. I think if you solve, I think most of you have a solution for this problem. Because every question has 1 minute of your time, and if you have 60 questions of verbal and non-verbal, and if you have a little bit of coding, you should definitely practice. I strongly recommend you should at least done some 10 to 15 question papers before you sit for an online test. My humble recommendation for this. Because I used to admire all my 15 years I've been part of the campus recruitment. I've been traveling across India through, you name a university, I've been there. So I always see people, they used to scratch their heads, they used to think. I think if you have already dealt previously with their experience, I think it will be a cakewalk for you. You can just sit in front of the system and you will just have a flow of whatever you do. So please, if you have not done, start from today. Today is a beautiful world, let me tell you, right? So please start from today. Opportunities are always there. Second most important thing is your group discussion. A lot of people think, why should companies keep group discussion? Why should is communication is dealt through with group discussion? Not only communication, my friends. There are 5 important areas. I was just thinking, how do I put this group discussion? How do I put this into a beautiful understanding of students? Then I came up with 5 important points of how a group discussion has to be dealt. First point of group discussion, clarity. I'm going to tell all in C. First C is clarity of thought. For example, somebody is going to talk about a given topic. Why did you join this college? Why did you join this SSVPS college? And there are a lot of colleges. Why did you join? I'm just giving an example, right? So you should have that clarity of thought before you start the session or you wanted to talk to the HR. Second most important C, clarity of thought is important. Second most important thing is the confidence. The second C is the confidence. Okay, now they've given me the topic. I know the clarity. Now I have the clarity in my mind. So second is, a lot of people shiver. Am I going to tell a wrong thing? Am I going to advocate a wrong proposition here? So confidence, second most important thing is confidence. Third most important thing is, even if you have confidence, you should have that communication skill. So communication skill is going to be really vital, my friends. That is going to really make a difference. So whatever I'm going to talk about, communication. Don't think communication is going to be a barrier for you. Communication is going to be a differentiator for you. All right. So fourth most important thing is, how am I going to coordinate? Because a lot of people, when they know a topic, right, my friends, they don't stop. They continuously talk, but you need to gauge that body language of the HR sitting in front of you and understand, okay, am I done with 1 minute? I think the HR is okay, fine with whatever I've spoke. So you should stop then and there. You should know that etiquette of, okay, I'm done, I should stop here. That coordination is very important. And that part of selection makes you a better person. Last most important thing is closure of discussion. The last C. Why I'm telling you this is, people start, but they don't know how to stop, or they don't know how to end a discussion. So I just joined SSVPS college is because I think that has really made a difference. I thought I thought my engineering will lead to a different way, but I think the college administration and the college faculties have really put their heart and soul in terms of bringing up me as a better student, and they got me into a better citizen of India. So I think Clarity of thought, confidence, communication, coordination, and a closed door discussion for a GD is very, very essential. So this is what about, this is very, very simple of GD, my friends. Okay. So don't think there's some rocket science formula or some chemical combination, nothing like that. So this is what is all about. All right. Okay. Now I have cleared GD. Now next is technical round of interview. A lot of people think there is going to be an alien who is going to sit in the technical round of interview. I always say there's people sitting outside, they always talk to me as a group. They used to come and say, sir, I know your HR. How will be the technical interview? how am I going to talk? I think that 5 minutes is not the technical interview, my friend. I think from the moment you have prepared, you have joined a college, I think that from that moment you have to prepare yourself to sit and talk to somebody senior. I think colleges are always making a difference. Professors, HODs, principals are always making a difference. I think you should also do a lot of self-talk, understanding. If you know what is there, what you've studied, I think technical interview is another cakewalk for you. Okay, you know what is kept in front of you, and the person who is sitting in front of you is another human being, and is going to be definitely be friendly and and ask you questions. This is all about, this is what is all about, and he's going to crack, and you're going to crack this interview, right? When you know something what you've studied for 4 years, why should we really bother ourselves, right? At the end of the day. So my point is, uh, technical interviews today, it is all going to be virtual. So you saw your faculties, you're also seeing me in terms of, you saw my background, right? It's all plain, no shabby things kept behind me. So you have to be very, very visible when the interviews are happening, right? You should definitely wear the best attire in your wardrobe. All right. So pick the best dress, just dress up, just sit with confidence. I know body language is not going to make a much of difference, but eye contact to some extent. And the most important thing is smile is going to make a difference in all your virtual interviews, my friends. Okay, because there is not going to be any handshake out of virtual, because another person is going to sit somewhere in part of India, or maybe outside India as well when you're going to do the interviews. So my point is, be very relaxed, just stay calm, just cool, just dress up to the occasion, have a beautiful internet connection, because that is definitely going to make a difference. If you're going to talk and if you're going to have some interruption, there's not going to be technical glitch. I think the technical panel will have a bit of patience, but you cannot expect him to always have that patience in him, because he will work all through his day and suddenly he will take interviews. And you should give him that confidence, you should give him that easiness in terms of conducting that interview process flawlessly. All right. So if at all you have not got today, you're having Geos, Airtels, lot of broadband bands which have come with low prices, lot of GBs with you. So take which is better for you, which is comes with handy on your whatever budget your father and mother can allocate to you. So nothing wrong, because it is all about your life, and don't miss because of no internet connection. So first is internet connection, next one is your dressing sense, the smile, the body gesture, the way you're going to sit in front of the interview, and everything is going to make a difference. Now, the first question is going to be, tell me about yourself or introduce yourself, or can you go through your profile or run through your profile? But everything has one meaning, is tell me about yourself. You need to go through your profile. 99.9% of the people give a wrong answer. 99.9 people in this world give a wrong answer. 0.0% of the people give a right answer. So why are you telling like this? Even yesterday, I was talking to one of the colleges in Bangalore, Dayanand Sagar College Institute. I was talking to a student, and I just called his name, and he immediately jumped towards his parents. He was talking about he was talking about some pets at home. He was talking about his sister. But he did not realize the question I asked him is, tell me about yourself, you as a person. In fact, I always start an interview with, can you tell the meaning of your name? I don't know how many of you have really dealt with it. If you're not, please start. A lot of people, yeah, it's mostly in India, it revolves around a god's name or a goddess name, or with sun or water or flower or something like that. So my point is, please be aware of your name. And second, your why you are born in this world and your purpose of your existence in this world. A lot of people don't understand that. My point is nothing, no wrong. It is not late. Please start from today. Right? So tell me about yourself. First of all, this is one of the most important and valid questions asked in an interview process. You, whatever level, even in a CXO, even in a CEO's interview, this question will be asked, right? To know about yourself. Because I would strongly recommend you need to talk which is not there in your CV, in your question paper. All right. So I would strongly recommend you need to start with from your young age to your education to your schooling, why you joined that school when there are a lot of schools in this state and city. You're born. Why did you select SSVPS Engineering College for your engineering? And what is your faculties are making a difference? What you're really doing in your college, co-curricular activities, curricular activities. See, I think when you talk about yourself, you should definitely know about yourself, first of all. Are you doing it? Okay, please, if not, start from today. You will be part of that 0.01% from today. Otherwise, you will only fall around 99.99% of the people who don't know what they are, their existence, their purpose in life. And if you ask about yourself, they immediately talk about, my father's name is this, my mother's name is this. I did not talk about your father's name, mother's name. I wanted to know about yourself. Nothing wrong taking a paper and pen today and just write it down, knowing about yourself, know your strengths and weaknesses, which is more important. Second most important thing, I already told you in the first part of my session is academics. So my interview, my technical panels will question you on, tell me about your favorite subjects. That is where I'm just coming from. So don't blame me or my technical people after the interview process, sir. He was asking me questions which I don't know. I don't think so. Any technical people till today, all my 15, 16 years of experience, have asked any college students out of the box questions. Normally, I'm very, very clear whenever I go to campuses, I go and sit with technical people and understand why people are getting, I will not tell this word called rejected because nobody in this world is rejected. Everybody is born with a purpose. Everybody's strength is something different. So nobody is rejected in the world. Why this person is not shortlisted, not selected for this type of employment which I've come from. So I go inside and sit with them quietly, I observe, and I feel that people are not strong in their basics in their academics, my friends. So don't do that mistake. My humble request to all the people. If you're really career oriented, if you really wanted to see yourself next 5, 10 years as a beautiful programmer who wanted to work for top good IT companies or other companies, corporate companies or good companies, or you want to become an entrepreneur of your own, you have to be really good in whatever you do. That is the one and only mantra. I will continuously tell that because that will help you on a longer way, right? So that is going to be the second question. So 1 or 2 subjects of your choice and make them very clear. Any questions asked on that subject, you should be in a position to answer. Even after you telling this is my favorite subject and you're not able to answer to them, I'm sorry. So make it a clear point on that aspect as well. Third most important thing is they will talk about what is the extracurricular activities you've done, whether you've gone out of your college and done technical symposiums, white paper presentation. This makes a difference, my friend, because a lot of CVs, a lot of people bring to my table and they say, sir, can you give me a job? I'll ask them only one question. Why should I hire you, and what is the differentiator you have done when others have not done? Okay, if you convince me in that in that question, I'll be very happy to onboard you. So my point is, yes, there are colleges from Monday to Friday. There are a lot of colleges where Saturday will be a half day as well. There are a lot of places where you can go do technical symposiums. You can group in with a lot of other colleges and do technical stuff, technical presentations. Learn, participate. Again, I'm telling you, winning. Forget about winning. Forget about success. It is just a part and parcel of life. It is not only life. Please participate. My point is somewhere I feel our parents have made a difference of comparing us with other students. I'm still requesting all these parents and people, elderly people, to stop comparing your children with other children. We are all different in this galaxy. We are all different species in this galaxy. We are all different DNA in the galaxy. One person's strength will be another person's weakness, right? So my point is, don't compare. You deal with your strength, you deal with your weaknesses, and you will definitely come up with a career. Okay. So do extra steps. People today who are standing little forward you is because they've done a little bit of extra effort in their life, my friends. So again, I'm telling you, don't think that the person is winning. Don't envy that person. Don't become jealous about that person. You put that extra effort, you will go another 5 steps beyond that. It is not about winning somebody. It is about you moving forward. You have a inspiring life with yours, with your loved ones, with your parents, and with whatever you call it. You as a person. So always think, I as an individual, what I can do best to the society and as a universe on the whole, right? And the last most important thing, people in the interviews, it is always asked about is, are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to be adaptable? Are you willing to be flexible? Today, there are a few words which we should learn in this pandemic, which we should learn in this lockdown is two things. One is, people always talk about employability, emotional intelligence. People talk about quotient of or intelligent quotient, but people doesn't talk about the self-learning quotient. People doesn't talk about the self-discipline today we are encountering, because after May 16th or May 20th, everybody is sitting at home quarantine or whatever you call it is. We have to be pushed ourselves. That self-discipline has to come within ourselves. We have to be really self-disciplined. We have to be really adaptable. Today, I don't know how many corporate companies are there in across your city, in across your state. You need to really come outside of your comfort zone, how adaptable you are. A lot of people in North India, they are very reluctant to come to South India. They feel that weather is bad, food is bad. Let me tell you one thing very, very, very clearly in this group, and with a lot of confidence, South Indian food is far more better than North Indian. Don't mistake me that I'm quoting this, but that is the truth. All right. So a lot of people, North Indians come here, they say Italy is not good, dosa is not good. My point is, if you have to survive, you need to make that second, third, and most challenging efforts, and you need to take risk out of it. Okay, so out of your parathas and chapatis, you need to stop eating idlis and dosa. So start eating those if you need to survive, because today there are a lot of hubs in Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai, Gurgaon. A lot of companies are there. So you should focus your mind. You should always open up your mind and start thinking beyond your shell, and you need to come out with beautiful colors. All right. So adaptability is the most important thing. Flexibility is the most important thing. Otherwise, you will vanish. You will be null and void. Right. So these are the basic questions. I've given you answers for all the technical questions. Okay. Next, you're clear the technical question. Next is the HR interview. So HR interview is nothing but how flexible, how flexible, how adaptable, what is a positive attitude, what is a positive attribute you carry forward in your life, how as a person you have purpose in it. So today, You need to really note down small pointers. I just told you there are 5 to 6 pointers which I would humbly request you to jot on pointers on that, and I will think that these will definitely make a difference, right? So my pointers, first is written test. Make a point that you continuously work with a lot of question papers and practice it for the 60 minutes. Second thing is, what is GD, how it is dealt. Take some 10 pointers, 10 subjects, 10 questions, or whatever is asked, which is all there in Google. Keep practicing. Okay? Practice makes a man perfect. P to P. All right? So, third most important thing is how technical interviews, how virtual interviews are making a differentiator in today's life. I've been doing a lot of, we have kind of completed some 10 colleges still now in campus and extrovert. I'm so happy that students have really coped up to this new normal. They are very good. The internet connections are good. They are coming with proper attire, tees and ties, and girls coming in good saris, churidars, salwas, etc., etc. So I think you are in. We are in the right way. I think Indians. I think we are very fast to adapt to changes. That is the most important thing as such. And the last most important thing, as I already told you, is HR interview and how flexible are you, how adaptable are you, what are the positive attributes in life you carry forward. So the most important thing, which before I conclude, before I go into the Q&A session, the most important thing is today, this world has got a lot of negativities. There are very few people talk about positive attributes, positive aspects in life. All right, because C had a bigger different. This C concept I got to know in one of the WhatsApp messages. The C, China. It started in China. Then it was called as COVID-19. So people with COVID-19, they will be called as coronavirus patient. And if you get coronavirus, you will get cold and cough, right? So even whatever C's are, even though these are negative C's, the first most important C is cleanliness is the most important aspect in our life, because we continuously wash our hands, we wash ourselves, which is more important. Second most important C is the care towards the society, the care towards the fellow beings around us. How many people really help the underprivileged? I will not call poor people, because everybody in this world is humans. Everybody in this world are kind of mix and matches of the economy. So there's nobody called poor. There's nobody called rich. It's just a situation which has made people in that categories, right? So how many people really helped the underprivileged in this pandemic? Because charity has become most important word in this pandemic, in this negativity. And the last most important thing is we are definitely get that C word called cure very, very soon from this coronavirus or whatever COVID you're not talking about. There are 3H which people forget to talk about. The first and the foremost H is being human, my friends. People become very strong. They become very selfish when they become bigger people, bigger status, and they forget to be a human being at the end of the day, right? So I think whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever rich money or you have, be a humble human being. The second most important thing is what I talked about, the humble. Whatever heights you become, whatever status you become, be very humble. Respect your janitors, respect your college principals, respect your chairman of the college at the same level. Right? They're all human beings. They're all one in nature. Just the status is different. So I don't think so. You should definitely differentiate and respect them. No. Everybody is a human being. Everybody should be respected at the same level. Third most important H, which never this world or this society talks about. Because the society is ruthless, the society is negativity, the society is all about success, but nobody talks about this H called happiness. Just talk to your friend, just talk to your father and mother, and just ask them, are you happy in your life? That really makes a difference in their life, my friends. We are not used to ask that. So my point is, be a human being. Being human is more important. Be always humble, whatever job, whatever heights you are, and always be happy, because life is very short and you should always be happy. And that is the mantra of our life. So you're all engineers. You should definitely work towards how small, simple things can be made to the underprivileged. Don't think that somebody, don't study engineering because I need to feed myself 3 times a day. Study engineering because you see how you can feed the person who has no food in the streets. So thank you so much, Indrajit sir, Prasad sir, and entire management of SSVPS College for this wonderful opportunity. And I think we are all there to make a wonderful differentiator at this point in time. And I wish all the students of this college, I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm seeing this college. And if everything goes fine next year, I will be physically present in your college to address all the students and I meet the faculty members as such. So thank you so much. All the best. God bless you, my friends. Respected principals, respected faculty members. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a nice talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Students, any questions? I invite the students to post their questions. Students, if you have any questions, please post to the chat box.
Venturkar sir, check on chat box, please.
Yeah, I'll do it, sir.
Venturkar sir,
Yeah.
check on chat box if any question.
Yes, I am on the chat box.
Right?
Yes, students, any question? No question. Rima madam. Yeah, Aniket Verma.
Does
Yes.
the CV length affect our shortlisting? I always have a strong message to this question, Ankit. Whichever college I go, two things I always say: more information in your profile, more problem, and less information in your profile is again more problem. Is why is because if you have more information in your CV, the interview will ask you a lot of questions, right? Because you have mentioned a lot of questions to you, so that it will inevitably make another person to ask a lot of questions. So nothing wrong. You can have as a fresher your length of your CV should be not more than 1 page to 1.5 pages. See, I have 16 years of experience. My profile is just 3 pages. Okay, I am planning to make it to 2 page. Maybe I will also plan it for 1 page, because a lot of questions being raised when you have 2 or 3 pages. So that is on the lighter note. But my point is, if you have a 2-page resume, make sure you have answers for all those questions. And again, if you have a lesser information in your CV, the interviewer will ask questions from his own knowledge. So there are 2 drawbacks. So whatever you know, make a point that you put that in the question paper. All right. So the second question is, what difference that internship experience and projects makes on the interviewer? Again, to answer your question, you can do internships or projects or summer interns, whatever you call it as, for a 1 month or a 3 month or a whatever months. Make sure in a project, if 4 or 5 people are doing it and sharing that experience, please tell the truth to the interviewer that this portion is being done by me. Okay. Even if you're done binding to that project, please tell, yes, I did only binding to this project, sir. That will make a difference because you're truth to yourself. Don't tell, yes, sir, we 5 people did, I was a master stroke and I did everything, and don't flunk in the interview process. If there are 5 steps in that project, sir, I only did the analysis and this is what the analysis and the project study is all about, please answer. Because today, people who tell the truth crosses that line. Okay? Whatever you do, if you don't know answer to a question, politely decline, sorry, sir, I don't know this answer. Simple. Because I'm seeing all these youngsters for this past 15, 16 years, and who has told the truth have really made a differentiator. Nothing wrong. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. The person who's sitting opposite to you also know little bit. Don't think the interviewer knows everything, including me. So whatever you do, understand and do. Know the foundation and the fundamental and do. Internship 1 month karke, even if you went and tore some paper and came, tell that interviewer, sir, I just tore some paper and came, sir. I just copied certain things and came, sir. I will learn from this today, sir. Finished. He will like you for your attitude. Let me tell you, we are going to hire for your character and attitude. Knowledge and skill will be trained by us. That is what we are there for. If everything wanted, I don't think so. Person like Joshua David or somebody else is needed in the company. The company can be run by robots, right? Very simple. Good question, actually. It's a very, very good question.
Another question is there from Utkarsh. What should be the answer for why we should hire you?
I think a lot of freshers have this question. Why should I hire you? You should have that answer rather than I telling you. I think you have multiple answers for this question, my friend. First thing is, you're a fresher. Okay, you're going to make a lot of differentiator in that group. Because when you join an IT company or any company, precisely why I'm talking about IT, because I represent that company and their industry. So my point is, if it is going to be IT, you will have some 3 old people in that group, and another 3 to 4 people in that age of 30, 35, and you will be at the age of 20, 21. So my point is, you will first make that group very lively. You will bring a lot of differentiator to that group. You will bring a lot of new spaces, technology, fun to that group. That is the first answer. Second answer, your learnability skills. People who are senior, they think they are done with they are done. They're all brainies. They're all Microsoft owners of the world. But they'll stop the learning process. But you can learn, and you will also be a differentiator. You will also add up value to the increase of that project. Third most important thing is your flexibility and you're adaptable to the situation. You will extend your hours in terms of learning, your training and coding, whatever you're talking about. So my point is, and fourth most important thing is, hey, this is around this dose, okay? Don't tell it outside. Salary. We will give you a salary which we would hire you. We need not bargain or we need not negotiate. No, we will only give you 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs. No, we say we will only give you 4, 5 lakhs. You will shake your head and join us, right? So obviously these are the 4 questions, and on a friendly note, right? These are the things which you can really tell that folks, yes, I am the person for the job. right? So nothing wrong, nothing wrong. Next question, sir.
There is a question from Mr. Pushkar. The question is, what if I have spent the entire pandemic doing internship and freelance, not doing certifications? How important are certifications from Oracle or say Coursera?
Can I tell you a truth? Even if you have not done internship, even if you have not done certification, even if you have not done blogs, even if you have not done anything, if you have only done your 4-year education properly, if you are able to answer to the questions of the interviewer, you are 110% through. These are all add-ons. When you go to Dom's Pizza or Pizza Hut, there is something called add-ons, right? Busty cheese, onions, or blah blah, so on and so forth. It's just an add-on. So don't think certification will add value, internship will add value. My strong point is, whenever a technical person has come out of an interview process, he has told me only one thing: Joshua, this person lacks fundamentals in his academics. They have never told he is not good at internship. They have never told his certification is not good. They have never told his blog, he has not written blogs. No. So I can nail it and say it. Your 4-year academics is the most vital role to be played for your job. As simple as that. You can take this to wherever you are. It will lead you to the better job. Yes, sir.
There is one question. This is regarding, I think, recruitment. The question is, if a person is good in academics, having good knowledge, but if he is having less than 60% marks in HSC, does this recruitment will affect?
Every company has its own policies, my friend. You and me are not there to debate on that. Okay. Having said, there are very genuine reasons. Like, they were really serious. There were some people who are 58%, 55% in the 10th or 12th because of serious illness. We have given that leverage, seeing the medical documents. But 60 and above would be the mantra. 60 and above would be the way forward. 60 and above would be and will be the process for scrutiny. No second thought about it.
The question is regarding the impact of project on the interview.
Impact of
Project, final year project.
that's what I answered you little back while as well. Whatever you do, right? I think there are a group of people who always does project. Even 1 or 2 people you handheld and do it. Whatever you do, whatever the part you have done, you have to be very clear. But on the overall prospect, you should know why you did that project and for what reason. Otherwise, again, you are dealt with. Okay, so 1 part of the project, 2 parts of the project, what you have done, you have to be in a position to answer this question. You have to be in a position to explain. Sir, let me tell you one thing very clearly. Computer science students have to be little more than the other folks. Why? Is because the expectation of computer science students amongst the other streams is little more than the other streams of education, like a mechanical or triple E students or whatever. What happens is the ECE, triple E, or civil or mechanical, when they come for IT jobs, what they do is they also study computer science and their core areas, and they come for, and when my interviewer asks, they were able to answer both that stream and this stream. Okay, so now my point is, computer science students on your projects make sure you do it very religiously. And yes, projects will be a differentiator, because that will make way for our training. And whatever we have done as projects will definitely, we will make whatever full stack training which you are giving, we will see the projects. Okay, this person has this amount of knowledge in this projects. So we will take that way forward. So projects, yes, it will make a difference. Next question, sir. If you have one. Any more questions, sir?
More questions, students?
I think it was a starting problem, and after it started, it's never stopped.
Yeah.
That's all. That's actually very good. I have seen in all the colleges, one has to start, and the rest will continue. Good, and good. A lot of different questions which have come. So
Okay. So for the last note, Miss Rima Madam. Rima Madam, are you there? Rima Madam.
Madam,
Hello?
you're talking in mute. You're talking in mute.
Yeah. Hello.
Am I audible, sir?
Now you are audible. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. This is Ms. Reema Satish Kalda from SSVPS College of Engineering, representing as the training coordinator. So first of all, I want to thank Mr. David for such a motivational and triggering session. Sir, you have definitely inspired the students with the aid of the examples of great personalities like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Your guiding words will definitely help the students to acquire a good job. And it was really a pleasure having an interaction and hearing you, sir. Your session was actually very simple, clear, informative, and very eye-opening, sir. Your session will definitely help the students in every sense to reach to a good job. And lastly, I want to thank everybody from SSVPS of College of Engineering who directly or indirectly contributed to this session. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. The one point which I like to recollect is simple stuff, which I would always do it. Why is because we are not there to make ourselves happy or ourselves make to understand. The end product is the students have to understand what we are conveying, which is more important. And if that is dealt, and even if one student learn and make a difference, I think this will definitely be a successful session. And thank you so much, everyone, for the session, patience listening. And thank you so much. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you. And looking forward for a long coordination with you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
It was a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you so much. Take care.
Expecting your presence in our campus.
Very soon, sir. I would love to come. I would definitely love to come. Definitely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, sir. Bye. Hello. Thank you. Now you can leave.
Kunal sir, now you can end the meeting.